So I went to bed about 6 hours ago. Yeah, it's a little early for my brain, but I'm up. We're back to work today, so headed to work. Back at work after a week-long break, and anytime you do that, it means work is extra busy / you need more time to get back into the groove of things. And I'm not gonna say that I am back in the groove, but I feel pretty good. Things went well today. Hold that thought. Okay, so that's what happens when you try to vlog on the subway. So we're headed home now. I'm making dinner tonight. I gotta run to the bank, to the liquor store, to the corner store, pick up a few things, really basic stuff, but I have to do laundry tonight because I didn't do it yesterday. Don't look at me like that.
I didn't.
Eric says he's not giving me dirty looks, but he's secretly giving me dirty looks. I have a few minutes while I am working on laundry, so I figured I would vlog a little bit. So I just had a very interesting conversation with Eric about technology. You know, we have a lot of technology in our lives. We love it. It is part of who we are to have technology. I'm not talking broadly. I'm really talking specifically about me and Eric. We have a lot of technology. If you know us, you know that we are crazy for it. Eric is an early adopter kind of person, so we get everything basically as soon as it comes out because that's just who he is. And I knew that when I signed up for this. I knew that he was going to be the guy who spent his money on the stupid gadgets that may or may not be actually helpful. Today we talked a little bit about the future of technology and about automation. Automation is something that has been around since the Industrial Revolution. I mean, the whole point of the Industrial Revolution was to make it easier for people to do the jobs that they were doing. So whether that's, robot workers in factories, the mechanical arms that are gonna lift the heavy thing from one place to another, or it's the dishwasher in your house that's doing dishes for you. There are machines that are doing jobs for us to help make our lives easier. This is starting to be taken to the next level with sort of the automation factor of it, of doing things without technology doing things for us without us having to tell it to do it. So we're talking about things like reminders on your phone, or if you have a GPS synced watch or something like that, and you can set a geofence up that when you get to a certain place, it's going to remind you to do X. So it's when you get to the area on your commute home that has the grocery store, you're going to get a ping that reminds you to get milk. So you don't have to remember it. Your phone will do it for you. Let's talk about this. I had a crazy idea today, and I know that we are right around the corner from it. The future is now sort of thing. It is going to happen. So Eric started using a new app today called Steva? Something. I want to say Stevia, but that's not it. It is an app that tracks your running or your biking, and it's like a GPS tracker app, like all the other ones. But it had something that the other apps that we've used so far doesn't have. And he put in today his shoes and put an alert, an automation in, that when he's run, let's say 250 miles, it will notify him that he perhaps should buy new shoes. And this got me thinking, because I'm okay, think about how this could be used by companies around the world. So what if there was an automation that actually found those shoes on Amazon, put them in your basket, and you got an alert saying, would you like to purchase your new shoes? And you just press OK and they'd be shipped direct to you. When with Amazon Prime, you're going to get it within 2 days. And you suddenly have a new pair of shoes. You didn't actually have to think about the action of shopping for the shoes, remembering that you even needed to buy new shoes. Basically, all of the automation was handled by the app, transferred over, and you bought new shoes just by saying, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Terrifying, right? Eric says it's a good thing. Eric says, there is a direct correlation currently. Now, this won't probably last forever, but there is a correlation between exploration and automation. And I really had a problem with that at first, because to me, automation feels like the lack of exploration. You don't go out and try new things. You don't find the new products that are going on. And his sort of reverse point to me was that currently, the way that technology is, automation hasn't quite come to the forefront yet. So if you're someone who is going to automate an action, whether that's through a website like If This Then That, which if you haven't seen, you should go check out. The people who are finding these things like If This Then That, or setting up an automation to buy new shoes, those are people who are explorers, who want to try new things, who are interested in, expanding their technological horizons in a way that the rest of us who are used to going to the store to find what you're looking for, or, all of those sorts of things, those are people who are not necessarily on the forefront of technology and automation. So they aren't exploring the way that people who are looking for these new things are. Now, this is a very small spectrum of people, I would think, because while I like technology, I'm not necessarily going out and finding the latest and greatest. Eric is an early adopter. And so maybe the better correlation would be that automation currently is right now specifically for people who strive to be adventurous early adopters, who want to try something new. I don't necessarily have a point that I'm trying to make with this. I'm just finding it really interesting right now when I thought of this concept of this app that would help you remember that you should buy shoes. And I think that's really fascinating, because we're reaching sort of this moment, this 0 point where the technology is going to be thinking of things before we're thinking of things. And what does that mean for our creativity, our freedom of choice, our inquisitive minds? And I'm not quite sure what that means yet, but it's just something that I've been thinking about. So I felt like I should share it here. Yeah. This is our last little bit of fattiness because our Peloton bike is coming this week, which is so exciting.